Hey guys, and welcome to the Lazy Lemon Creations podcast. My name is Lindsay, and you can find me on Instagram as Lazy Lemon Creations, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lazy Lemon. This is my podcast all about my knitting, my crochet, diamond painting, cross stitch, any sort of crafty thing that I decide to do. Thank you to new subscribers for joining, and welcome back to anyone who previously subscribed. I appreciate that. It has been 3 weeks since my last podcast. It is currently 9:24 at night on February 25th. It is Sunday. It is my husband's grandmother's 90th birthday. So we have had a great day filled with celebration, and we're just tired. But I needed to podcast because I hadn't done it in 3 weeks. We'd been a little busy. So let's jump into it. I live in the heart of the New River Valley with my husband and our 2 kids. They are upstairs in bed already, and my husband is playing video games, and hopefully you can't hear him. And if so, editing Lindsay will take care of that later. So, first things first. Last time I had a baby blanket that was on my hook, but it was due that weekend, and that baby blanket is done. I will insert a photo here so that you guys can see it. It was a chevron baby blanket that I had worked on using Pound of Love from Lion Brand in the colorway Denim for the blue and the colorway Honeybee for the yellow. And I had used a Susan Bates US size J, which is a 10 or a 6mm hook. This is what I had used. There we go. That's what I had used to crochet that baby blanket. And I did that and then did the baby shower that Saturday. So that's why I don't have it here to show you in person. And then that's it for that. That was a crochet project. The rest of everything that I have on with me today is going to be on knitting. I haven't done my cross stitch and I haven't done my diamond painting because I've been a little busy with getting things set for people who have made orders. So I'll get back to those when I have more free time for myself. The next pair of socks I don't have with me either, but I want to talk about them. They were from Leading Men Fiber Arts. There we go. They're amazing logo that they have. It was the Showstopper in the colorway Steve and Andy. It was fingering weight yarn of 100 grams. It was a 75-25 blend. And I will insert a picture here because I don't have them with me. They were a gift for a friend who, as of this moment, has moved, but was moving, and I had less than a week to knit the pair of socks. And so I buckled down and I worked on them diligently last weekend. I knit 1 sock in 2 days. I had started it on Saturday and finished it on Sunday, I want to say. And then I had taken like Monday and Tuesday off, and then I finished it on Wednesday and Thursday and gifted it Thursday night. So the actual time frame for that, it was, I apologize. Yeah, the time frame for those socks were, I started them on February, 17th, and I finished them February 22nd. I'll have that picture up here and show you guys. It's a good army green color. It's a really good dark color. It's an olive army green. I really enjoyed it. But the Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn was absolutely amazing to use. I knit those socks on Magic Loop using a, let's find out. Oh, speaking of, I'm sitting here talking about the yarn as if I can't show you the leftovers that I have. This is the leftovers. I'm going to see if it'll, yeah. It's a really good dark green, but it had some yellow speckles and orange speckles throughout it. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely amazing to work with. I do need to rewind this cake back up, and I can do that later. That's not a problem. But I knit them on Magic Loop using a US 1.5, which is a 2.5mm. I always have to look, even though that's always what I use. I never change. And I had them in a bag by Kelly E. McD, but again, I don't have the socks anymore. I just haven't put the project bag up yet. And that's the case for another pair of socks coming up. I haven't put away my stuff, and I need to. But when I cake that yarn up and put it in my scraps for Lisa, I will then clear out the bag and get that all cleaned up. Okay. The second pair of socks, I just finished these like today, maybe an hour ago, before I decided to podcast. They are in my Ginger Snap fiber bags, the Fries Before Guys. I just finished them. I haven't even woven in the ends or taken off the stitch markers, so you're going to see them as rare as I can have them. The last time you saw this, it was a whip last time, so it's not completely brand new. It was a whip last time, and I don't know where I was. I was on the first sock, and maybe I was right at the heel. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check, and editing Lindsay can help me with that. But I have a stitch marker from Twin Mountain Handcrafts on here. I actually have some new ones to show you guys later, but again, I haven't even woven in my end. And as I just said, I finished them. So here's the second sock with all the stitch markers. I have them upside down. Lindsay, act like you podcasted before, my lord. Okay, I still have all my stitch markers. I'll be taking those off when I weave the ends in, which will probably be tomorrow morning because I don't have the mental capacity for it. I'll probably do that while I'm editing this podcast. But this colorway, Knit Picks, Felici, Ambrosia Salad. Nope, I just lied. It is not Knit Picks Felici. It is Knit Picks Felicini in the colorway Ambrosia Salad. It is their 100 gram ball of self-striping yarn, but the stripes are, I would call them micro stripes. And because I can get 2 rows per color. Pretty on par for 2 rows per color. They do not match. I don't know if I could get them in frame to show that they do not match. One starts at white, one essentially ends at white. But you can't really tell because, again, the stripes are so micro that if you just have the sock, it is what it is. So nobody's going to be able to tell. Again, those were also knit Magic Loop on a ChiaoGoo red lace 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle, 32 inches, 64 stitches in the round. I do a 20 round cuff, 30 row leg, heel flap and gusset, foot, toe. I follow Kay of the Crazy Sock Ladies tutorial for vanilla socks on Magic Loop for everything. So I don't know if I do her toe. I'd have to actually look at the pattern to see if I actually do the same toe that she does, but I do a toe, so it doesn't matter. And these, like I said, I just finished these tonight. I do have leftovers of this yarn right here. This one's nice, pulled from the outside, so this one is still caked up really, really nice. It's also going back into its bag until I weave in the ends. I feel like I've got dust in my eyes. My goodness, I apologize. Woo! And then the last whip that I have. Whip. Well, okay. The Lady Man Fiber Arts was an FO. The Felicini Ambrosia Salad is technically an FO. So technically this is my only whip. But we'll see how long that lasts. It is hanging out in my bag from Happy Little Yarn. See if I can get that in frame. Probably not because I'm blind as a bat. It's my Happy Little Yarn orange bag with the knit fabric on it. She also had some with crochet fabric on it. But I do know Amy is going to stop taking pre-orders here soon and only do post-made ready to ship bags. So be on the lookout on her shop, which is happylittleyarn.com. But this is my orange bag with my orange handle. I love it so much. This yarn is, oh, ridiculous. Boop-a-doop. Ridiculous yarn. It is also a 75/25. It's on their Addy socks, and it's called Unicorn Barf appropriately so, because this is what it looks like. Those colors are absolutely amazing. It is the best neon unicorn barf I could ever imagine. They're super bright. They're super funky. It's definitely 90s Lisa Frank vibes that it gives me. I have one sock done. So then technically it's a hoe. And then I have the second one cast on. And I'm literally doing the first round. And I know this because I cast these on today at the birthday party. So I know how far I am. And I literally cast on right there. So I'm in the middle of the first row. And I am using ChiaoGoo red lace 9-inch circulars on a size 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. But I'm doing these on 9-inch. I can see you through the hole. It's not what I meant to do. I just meant to show you that it is a 9-inch needle and not a Magic Loop needle. I still like Magic Loop better, but that's because I've been doing that for 4 years versus the 9-inch that I've been doing for 4 weeks. So I think with time, I will like the 9 inches a little bit more. They don't bother my hands as much. It's just the rhythm. I don't know. I feel like when I'm using Magic Loop, I don't have to stop and think about what I'm doing next. But when I'm using 9-inch, I do. I have to remember, is this the beginning of round marker, or is this my halfway point marker for when I need to do the heel flap and gusset and toe? So it's just, there's a little bit, very little bit more thinking when it comes to 9-inch than Magic Loop. But that's okay. I still like it. It's still fine. And so that's all I have for works in progress. I'm checking my notes from my last podcast episode because I didn't make notes for this podcast episode because it was a spur of the moment decision to podcast. Man, editing Lindsay is going to have a time taking out those yawns. Okay, so let's talk about some acquisitions that I got. And then let's talk about future cast-ons because I've got 2 more orders. So the first acquisition that I have, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And I don't think that this is a special colorway or anything like that. It doesn't say it on the label, so hopefully not. And I was able to buy it off of her website with the color there, so it's not a surprise to anybody. But look, I got Freckled Whimsy. I got the Serendipity base, which is a 75/25. And this is called Coffee Date. It is an 8-stripe repeat, and it has a little pink mini with it. But I just love those colors so much. They look so good. I can't wait to cast this on, but this is for an order. I can't wait to cast this on. I think it's going to look adorable, and maybe I'll have enough to cast on my daughter a pair. I'm not sure. But this is my next cast on. This base feels absolutely amazing. I hate that I waited this long to order this yarn, but again, it's okay. But Freckled Whimsy is next on the docket. And then I have another order for more Leading Men Fiber Arts, but that order is on the way. So far, any of those acquisitions coming in are going right back out. Can't even keep them in, so but that's okay. People are paying for the yarn. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. Oh, so talking about my socks that had the stitch marker on it, let's go ahead and remove the Christmas tree from the Knit Pick socks. And let's go ahead and, I thought I had a stitch marker on here for the what are these called? Ridiculous yarn. But I don't see it in the bag. Sorry, I normally wouldn't care, except for the fact I'm getting ready to show you something else. Okay, well, it's not in here. It must be sitting over there beside where I knit. Anyway, I'm going to put my Christmas tree back into its little container. I have it was a collab with Ginger Snap Fibers over one of her living bags. My nails look terrible. That's upside down. That might be backwards. I don't even know. It was a little sliding container. And it holds all of my stitch markers from Twin Mountain Handcrafts in it. And you can't tell how many are in there if the camera's not going to focus on them. There they are. There's a ton. But that leads me into acquisitions because they've released more and I had to get them because I love them. So first, I got their love hearts on their orange glitter acrylic, I should say. Oh, sorry. I'm blocking their logo. Twin Mountain Handcrafts right down there at the bottom. But I got the orange hearts because that color orange, the neon, bright, in your face, caution cone orange is my favorite. I got the hearts in orange because you always need something bright and happy to look at. I also got it in clear. Woohoo! I also got it in the transparent glitter as well. Because again, who doesn't need some hearts? These will probably be my everyday knitting stitch markers that aren't holiday themed. That's why I got the hearts. I know technically they're for Valentine's Day, but hearts can be for any day. Like you love a project if you're working on it. So the hearts can be for any day versus wearing a Christmas tree or an owl or a cauldron from Halloween. Like, I don't need that. So then the other set that I got is, hold on, they're stuck on the little, I call it a bread tie, but you know what I'm talking about. It's the books, and they're not even showing up now because they're all wanting to ride together. Separate. Look at the books, look at the books. They're in the transparent glitter too, and I can't wait. Oh my gosh, they make me so happy. The books were probably my favorite. It took a lot not to order 2 books, but it's okay. I have those to put on my new cast-ons. I will be adding them to my tin here later tonight probably. And I'm really excited to have those stitch markers. So yeah. I also knit the blanket, knit the socks, showed the 2 whips, showed the future cast on, showed the acquisitions, and that's it. That's just what it's been. Life has been crazy the past like 3 weeks, just with February is a bad month for us. And I'll get into February stats on my next podcast, which will be next week. But February is a bad month for the family. It starts out fine, but then it ends terribly every single year. So I anticipated this month just being a drag. And that's okay. It happens. It is what it is. But it's almost over and we get into March and better days are ahead of us. Always. So I have finished how many projects in February? Let's see here. I can go ahead and tell you how many projects I finished in February just because I have the book in front of me. I finished the Chevron baby blanket, the green military socks, and the Knit Picks Felicini socks. I finished those 3 so far. If I really tried, I could probably also finish the ridiculous one within the next 4 days. I'm not going to force myself to do it to get it done in February, but it'll be fine if I do. So, reading and watching. I'm still reading the Lightbringer series, I had to think for a second, by Brent Weeks. And then I am watching mostly Law & Order, SVU. I decided that I needed something to watch, and what more than something with 25 seasons than Law & Order. So, you know, that's always fun to fall asleep to murder and all the hate crimes. But no, that's what I've been watching here recently is SVU. Chosen season 4 is coming out. It should be available to watch here soon because it just got released in February, and so it was still in theaters. I'm not wearing my wedding ring. Let me tell you a story about that. Okay, had a diamond fall out and it had to be shipped off to be repaired, and so I am on week 3 of no wedding ring. Well, technically this is my wedding ring and the actual diamond ring is my engagement ring, so technically I'm still married, but my finger feels naked. I hate it. I just want my ring back. I miss it so much, but hopefully I'll get it back soon. Hopefully within a week I should have the ring back, but it's okay. It can take as long as it needs to, as long as it's done properly. So I'm excited to have that back soon, but my finger feels naked and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Let's see. I think that's it. I really do. I really think that's it. Do y'all want to see what I got for Valentine's Day? Because I don't have anything else to talk about. My husband got me a rose. It's a white rose dipped in gold with purple tips. Like you can see the gold trim on the leaf and all the way down the stem. And so he got me a rose dipped in gold. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I have quite a few. They're upstairs. When my children grow up and are less dangerous, we are going to put them in a vase and they are going to be a centerpiece. But right now, I have a 7 and a 4-year-old. That's not the smartest thing to do. Putting real roses dipped in gold as a centerpiece on anything is just asking for it to be broken. So we decided that once the kids are a little bit older, that's when it'll become a centerpiece. Plus, we'll have it grown by then. And the roses are real. So if the gold chips, the rose dies. So yeah, that's what I got for Valentine's Day. I love it. I don't even remember how many I have upstairs because he's done it for anniversaries. He's done it for Valentine's Day. Some years I got 2, some years I got 0. So it's just, I don't even know how many I have upstairs. But we've been together 11 years. I think we've been together 11 years. And we will be married for 8 this summer. Yeah, that's it. We've been together 11 years, married for 8 this summer. I had to do the math in my head real quick and figure out when we got together. But I think that's it. I think I'm going to end it here. I don't really have anything else to talk about. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your February. And if you want to support the podcast, you can follow the Ko-Fi link down below. Otherwise, I hope you like and subscribe. And I will catch you later whenever I podcast again. Bye.